What's going on? This is Big G from G Riders, and welcome to another episode of Testing Rides. Today, I'm going to be testing out the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback. Welcome to the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback. The Audi A5, the second generation of the Audi A5 Sportback was introduced for the 2016 model year, even though we didn't get it here in the United States until the 2018 model year. So they came out probably about halfway through 2018, and then the Sportback came shortly after that. So for the second generation, the Audi A5 got a little bit bigger, better looking. Just look at this thing. This thing is stunning. And it's just kind of built on what kind of made it popular back in its first generation. And for this second generation, we also got the 5-door Sportback, which honestly should have been a vehicle we've had this whole entire time, because BMW has been selling the 4 Series Grand Coupe and has been absolutely killing it. And the hatchback sedan type of vehicle is kind of the way to go. And I feel like maybe all sedans should go this route before they completely get rid of sedans. So it's a sedan with a little bit more utility. So the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback is on the second generation of the Volkswagen Group's MLB platform. It's called the MLB Evo. So basically, it's pretty similar to it's kind of just like the MQB platform. So the MQB platform is mainly for the vehicles that are mounted with the engines mounted transversely, and the MLB is for vehicles mounted longitudinally. Whatever, it's a word. And basically this car shares a platform with every Audi model. So this is the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback 45, and the 45 stands for the power output and the engine side. So this one is the 2-liter turbo, making 248 horsepower and 273 foot-pounds of torque. Since this is not a big car, this is basically like an A4 with a hatchback. So this only weighs about 3,700 pounds, and it comes standard with the quattro all-wheel drive system and a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which is pretty cool. Because I have a GTI, I absolutely love dual clutch transmissions. There's nothing like it. And if you have driven a GTI before, or any other Volkswagen product with a dual clutch transmission, you would know that there is no transmission like that, and we'll talk about that more when we get out on the road. So this is the base model of the Audi A5 Sportback. This is the premium model. So this one comes standard with a lot of cool stuff like full LED headlights and tail lights. Comes with the panoramic kind of half sunroof thing, rain sensing wipers, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and push button start. But it is missing a couple. This particular model is missing a couple things like the comfort access and blind spot monitoring and a couple other things like that, which is fine. But you can just add it to the premium at a $1,500 price. My opinion, just go up to the premium plus, because you get the virtual cockpit and some other things too. And you get an option for a better sound system, because the sound system in this car is not very good from the very stock factory one. But honestly, I think this car is pretty well equipped, kind of for the base premium model. And to get into a premium model, it's about $45,000, which again is not too bad, just considering like this is about equivalent to what you'll get in a BMW 4 Series Grand Coupe of this. And I like kind of the way that if they're like both BMW and Audi's doing it now. So like basically the lowest model of the A5 Sportback comes with a lot of the stuff that you had to add on the regular A4, which like the LED headlights and the nice looking wheels and the sunroof and some other stuff like that. So I think that's really cool, and I think $45,000 is pretty reasonable for a car like this. But I'd rather them just raise the price like a little bit and add the keyless access system, because this is a $45,000 vehicle, so it'd be nice for that to be kind of standard. If $18,000 Nissan Sentras are coming with that standard, why can't this $45,000 Audi come with it? But let's go ahead and take a look around the Audi A5 Sportback, and then let's hop inside, and then let's go on the road. Welcome to the walk around of the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback. So let's go ahead and start in the front, and let's take a look at the front, because that's one famous thing that Audis always do really good at, is the design kind of the front. It looks so mean and aggressive. And since I said before, it does have the full LED headlights and tail lights, so I'm gonna go ahead and flash those signals to unlock it. You see the the headlights there, and has the LED daytime running lights, full LED headlights, and everything. I think it looks pretty awesome up here in the front. The grill is not too big, and it's just kind of a, you know, not a revolution, just an evolution kind of the classic Audi grill. I think it looks pretty awesome. And then as you see on the sides there, it got a couple little air pockets to kind of cool the brakes, which bring the front all together. So walking to the side, it does have standard 18-inch wheels, and I think these wheels on this one look really good. Like, I think honestly, this is similar to like kind of would be like the S-Line wheels from before, but I feel like that because I think the actual S-Line comes with different wheels than before, and I think I'd actually rather have these wheels in the S-Line package and come give you the other ones as standard. And if this was an S-Line or a full S5 and RS5, it show you right there kind of in this little plastic piece, which looks pretty good. Walking on the side here, Audis just always have a very sharp character line here on the side of the vehicle, and this car kind of goes from the very back, from the kind of the corner of the tail light all the way to the front to the headlights, which, you know, that's just classic Audi design. That's what makes Audis look so timeless and not age that bad, because all of them kind of have that same thing, and they've been doing it for years now. So let's come to the best part of the Audi A5 Sportback. Yes, this bad boy is a hatchback, and it has a pretty good amount of space back here. Like, I'll put up the official number here. I think that's a pretty good amount of space, and you know, this has been a very popular thing, kind of with luxury cars. Kind of people like kind of a sedan with a little bit more utility. I mean, think about it. I mean, the BMW 4 Series Grand Coupe came to the United States first, but the Audi was out a lot longer in Europe, and we just recently got it. So I feel like Audi kind of started this liftback hatchback type of thing. And also, like, remember, the Audi A7 came out a couple years ago, so this is just basically like a small version of that. You know, if the Audi A7 is way too big, this is the perfect car for you. And honestly, for me personally, in my life right now, an Audi A7 would be too big, so this would be the perfect car for me. So coming over to the other side of the Audi A5 Sportback, you got that same character line on the other side there, and coming back around to the front. I think the Audi A5 Sportback is a very stunning, very sporty looking sedan slash hatchback thing. You know, I think that they did an excellent job with the design, just like normal. And and like, honestly, and this is like the cheapest, most basic model of this car, and it looks like this. You know, I need to go see if I can go take a look at like an S5 or an RS5 in person, kind of see some differences. But for the most part, this is an excellent looking vehicle. I honestly don't have any problems with any of the design on this vehicle. Like, this is one of the first few Audis, in my opinion, that really doesn't even need an S-Line to look really good, because I feel like this is an S-Line from factory, and I think that that's the way these should just come, is only in S-Line. They should come with S-Line packages only, just like how BMW does with the 4 Series Grand Coupe, because the 4 Series Grand Coupe only comes in the Sport design package, and then you can up to the M Sport. So I think that Audi should do something like that, or honestly, maybe this is their way of doing something like that. All right, let's take a look at the inside. Welcome to the inside of the Audi A5 Sportback. Looking around the inside of the Audi A5, this definitely looks like a $45,000 car interior. So everything that you touch is pretty soft. Leather wrapped steering wheel, nice soft dash. You know, not too many cheap plastics. There's a little bit of cheap plastic up here around the infotainment screen, but that's, for the most part, you know, that's not something that you'll really notice that much. It has kind of this kind of wood finish here, and with the Quattro in the dash there, and it has this cool like bit that goes all the way across here, even though some of it's kind of a dummy vent, but I think it looks pretty cool still. Audi steering wheel design, I absolutely love Audi steering wheel designs. I talked about, like, when I reviewed the 2016 A3, that the steering wheel was a little hard, But I realized kind of, you know, I have a little bit more time reviewing cars, and I've noticed I kind of like this kind of type of steering wheel feel because it's not squishy, nothing like that. Because this is not like a ultra comfortable luxury car. This luxury car is more focused on sportiness too, and I like this kind of harder steering wheel, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. It got the nice, pretty quick responding paddle shifters, kind of connected to that dual clutch transmission. Has all your window controls, your mirror controls, your heated mirrors, all that stuff there. So this one does not have the virtual cockpit because this is a premium model. So if you go up to the premium plus model, you do get the virtual cockpit as standard. But the instrument cluster in this vehicle still works pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up, and so you guys can see what it's like. Little gauge sweep there. But you know, everything still looks pretty good. Like you scroll through everything, shows you all the basic information you need to know there, miles, you know, which mode you're in. You know, it's just laid out really well. Like if you've driven an Audi before, this won't be any like different or shocking to you. So if you look down here, the Audi MMI controls, just like the one that we saw like a couple years ago in the Audi A3, they kind of got rid of the mouse pad, touchpad type of thing that I saw in the Q7 that I reviewed last year. It's a lot simpler now, it's a lot smaller. I think I like this a lot better. I feel like it's set up a little bit more, it feels like a little bit more natural. I like that the push button is up here now, kind of instead of being like right there. I think it's more out the way, because I feel like when it was right here, it was getting in the way a little bit. Like if you're trying to like put a drink down or put something like down, you can actually hit that button, and that could be a little scary. You got your traction control, your screen off button, and the screen does not go into the dash anymore, because from what I've heard, customers said that it was kind of distracting. But you know, I like that feature because like it's kind of nice to like put the screen down and have more visibility right here, but they did put it low enough to where it's not really obstructing visibility that much. So the climate controls here are really cool. So I like how it looks. Like this is a 3-zone, so your passenger, the rear, and yourself can have a kind of completely different climate controls going on. And I like when you get near the buttons and you touch them lightly, they get bigger, so you can tell that's what you're selecting. And then see, I touch it, I didn't even click it, so you can click it, so just getting near it makes it go bigger. That's so cool. And the off button is it's in a pretty good place too. Like you don't really have to like search for it, which is pretty nice. And I feel like with climate control sometimes, especially with the car you're not really used to, sometimes searching for you can be searching a little bit longer than you would like. But if you're buying this car, you would definitely get used to it. But for everything is pretty easy to use there. So going up here to the top, it's the sunroof controls. So there is 2 separate buttons for the shade and the sunroof. I think that, to be honest with you, I really don't like when cars do that, just because it can be a little bit more confusing. But at least Audi put it in the same space, and I wish that they would kind of label it. So when you're looking at it, like you can either, so like I've done this a couple times where I went to open the sunroof, but I actually opened the shade by accident, and I didn't really mean to do that. So you know, that's a little bit annoying. And of course you got your nice big sunroof up top that goes kind of over, that covers but it opens like just the same amount as you would for a regular size sunroof. All right, let's come over to the seats here. The seats are really nice. They're nice leather seats. They're heated, pretty comfortable, pretty adjustable too. And you know, I think it's just a very good German car seat. Like it's really comfortable, it's pretty decently supportive, but it's not like the S-Line seat where you get like the bottom thigh support, which I really like. Even though this car has a sloped roof line, it still has a pretty good amount of room here. Like I don't really hit my head or anything, which is pretty nice. And I got plenty of space up here for this, like in the sunroof area. And the back seats are pretty decent. Like, you know, I have the seat back pretty far because I'm over 6 feet tall, over 350 pounds, and you know, like I'm pretty comfortable in here. But this car is not really made to have the biggest back seat ever. It's just made to have, if you have 4 doors of this car, just in case you may need that every so often. But if you're looking for a car with a bigger back seat, you definitely probably should go with like an A4, or if you like this, or if you like the hatchback design and you want to and you can afford it up to an A7, just because that's the size, that's the bigger car that will give you the bigger back seat. But let's go ahead and hop out on the road and let's see what this thing is like to drive. All right, launch control 0 to 60. In sport mode and dynamic mode. As you can see, this thing is pretty quick. Welcome to the driving portion of the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback. Let's go ahead and hop out on the road and see how this thing handles. First thing to do, always got to smash the throttle on this thing. Welcome to the 2019 Audi A5 Sportback. And the first thing you notice is this thing is actually pretty damn quick to be the 4-cylinder turbo model of this car. This car has 248 horsepower and 273 foot-pounds of torque, and it feels every bit as quick as those numbers suggest. So, and also weighs 3,700 pounds. So this car is relatively light on its feet, and because this has a quattro all-wheel drive system, you know, that 3,700 pounds is not that bad. That's kind of the average of kind of modern cars, especially one of this size. So, you know, with it weighing 3,700 pounds, it actually feels pretty decently light on its feet. For like the regular standard model of this car actually handles really well. Not too much body roll, decently flat in corners, and you know, it's just a great handling car. Suspension is really comfortable. Like, it's not too stiff, it's not too soft. It's kind of right in the middle. And you know, yes, I'm going over some rough roads right now, and you kind of can see me just moving around a little bit, but you know, honestly, it's not really disturbing the vehicle at all, and I think it handles really nice. Steering is light, numb, pretty light, pretty numb steering. Like, you don't really have that big of an idea what the front wheels are doing, but that's just kind of the standard issue thing with modern cars. Like, you know, I talked about when I reviewed the 2018 Golf GTI Autobahn last year, is the steering was pretty numb, and you know, this car has kind of the similar pretty numb steering, but that's not that big of a deal. This car is not like a full sport version of this vehicle. This is more of the basic model that you use to get to work or do what you got to do, just like an everyday driver car. So like as for steering response for an everyday driver car, this car is pretty decent in that regards. So what are some things I really like about it? Some standout features is the power and torque that the 4-cylinder delivers. Like, this car is pretty dang quick, and because this car has the 7-speed automatic dual clutch transmission, it has launch control too. You can see this car is pretty dang quick. It's almost quicker than what the numbers suggest. And what is very cool about this car for the 2019 model year is if you buy a new one of these, you can do the APR Plus tune, and you can get this car to over, I believe it's over 300 horsepower, and I think the tune's only like either $1,000 or $2,000. So the APR Plus tune can basically bring this car up to almost what an Audi S5 Sportback would have, which is pretty cool. So you could buy the 45, you could spend around $50,000, put the tune on it, and then have a lot more power, which is pretty cool. It's not going to sound as cool, but I would prefer. I like the S5 Sportback, but I almost would prefer this one because I love the dual clutch transmission so much, and the S5 and the RS5 do not come with a dual clutch transmission. They come with a torque converter 8-speed automatic, which honestly I feel like it should come with the dual clutch because it is the sportiest model of the car. So I think it's funny that the sportiest model of the car does not come with the sportiest of the transmission, but not that big of a deal. I gotta drive one to kind of see how that actually works. So, you know, as I'm going around some corners here, like this car handles well enough for the type of vehicle, type of purpose that this car serves. Like, you know, if you're going to be using this to drive to work every single day, and you know, occasionally you gotta take people in the back seat, this car would be perfectly fine for you. Like this would be honestly, for me personally in my life right now, I'm at the end of my college career at this point, and I'm going to be graduating soon, and I don't have any kids. I don't have any yeah, I don't have any kids or anything like that right now, this is like the perfect car for me right now. And like, you know, and they got a bigger car for when you do kind of have kids and need to take more stuff and people around, which is, you know, either one of the SUVs that Audi has or the A7 or the A6 even. So, you know, the A5 Sportback is a really cool little car. So it's a cool little car to where you like the Audi brand, but this is not your first Audi, or it could be your first Audi, because I'm pretty sure, I know these cars have pretty decent lease deals on them because it's the regular standard 4-cylinder model. You know, if something like the Audi A3 is a little too small for you and you don't really want to go with like an A4 sedan, this is definitely the perfect car for you. Like, and if you've been considering looking at like a BMW, a brand new BMW 4 Series Grand Coupe, I know the company getting ready to come out with a new body style of it, but honestly, I think the Audi is definitely worth the look. I think that, you know, with this car being a Volkswagen product and pretty tunable, and you could tune it and keep your warranty, and it just looks as stunning as it does, and it's pretty high quality car, and you know, everything, all technology is pretty modern and pretty up to date. I think this is a great option to get if you're looking for that type of vehicle. If you like this video, hit me with a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, keep eyeing me. Thanks for watching.